Ever wanted to play an opening that is so disgusting that your opponent will think,
"What am I even playing against?"
Then I've got something for you. The Alien Gambit, a completely insane chess opening where white sacrifices a knight as early as move 6. No solid chess, straight chaos to drag the black king out into the open and launch an immediate attack. I will explain it move by move so you can learn how to bully everyone. Welcome to the Play Aggressive, Non-Defensive Chessfied Academy. You start by playing pawn to e4, black opens with c6, d4, black plays d5. This is the normal Caro-Kann. Now you can decide if you want to put your knight on d2 or c3. There is a lot of other lines we could go through, but I will put mine on d2. They take and play knight to f6, which is the most played move with bishop to f5, but for now they play knight to f6. And here starts the Alien Gambit. We put the knight on g5, ready to sacrifice it for the pawn on f7. The most played move here is pawn to h6, to which we immediately respond by sacrificing our knight. They take your knight, and now the theory begins. Important, you do not want to check the king with your bishop. This does nothing for now. You want to develop your knight to f3 and get ready for a big attack. But first, the most common move for black is this, which is an instant blunder after knight to e5, winning the bishop and setting you up for a completely winning position. But what if your opponent has a brain? Later I will show you a complete game where a Chad won against Hikaru with the Alien Gambit. But for now, if they go bishop to f5, then this is our new target. You play knight e5 check, bishop c4 check, and if they block with the pawn, we attack the bishop with g4 to get rid of the defender of the e6 pawn. When they move to e4 attacking our rook, we take the pawn with check, and even sacrificing the rook by pushing the pawn to g5. When they then get greedy and take our rook, we mate them.
But what if they play a good defense?
If they, for example, play e6, you want to put your bishop on d3, castle, and play for the center. You play knight to e5, checking the king while also attacking their knight. They have to take with the bishop, otherwise they get forked. After you take their bishop back on e5, the knight has to move, which was protecting the h5 square. Then after queen to h5 check, you open up black's position with bishop takes h6. And if you still manage to fumble that position, keep watching, because now I'm going to show you a game between a 3,000 rated player playing the Alien Gambit against Super Grandmaster Hikaru. The game starts with e4, c6, going into a normal Caro-Kann. After d2, a lot of high-rated players already know that you are going to play the Alien Gambit. Hikaru takes, and we go into the main line. As you can see, both players did this in just 2 seconds. Now in your game, most players will play h6 here, but Hikaru plays f5 first. So what do we do now? If you said abort the mission, what the f are you doing? I accept every other answer, but preparing the other knight is the right decision because it's basically a free move. Hikaru plays pawn to h6, and now we execute the plan. Sack the knight, check the king.
What are you doing here?
I like my home square.
That's okay. We'll still continue with the original plan. Develop the bishop and threaten mate in 1, which Hikaru obviously blocks. We now attack the bishop like I've told you earlier, and Hikaru now attacks our rook. We block, and now comes an important lesson.
Look, everyone makes mistakes, even Hikaru.
Here, the most played move is bishop to d5 because it's a perfect square for the bishop, protecting the pawn and offering an exchange of the bishops. But this is a hard inaccuracy after white plays queen to d3. Black needs to protect the diagonal and give up the pawn. Queen e7 to attack the bishop. Check. White castles. Black brings the knight out to take our knight. We go back with the bishop, and black now has only one move not to lose, which is knight to d5 and then protect the king. But let's be real for a second. Your opponent is not stockfish. Everyone here plays bishop to d5, and so did Hikaru. With queen to d3, black is already in a losing position. We take the bishop and check with the queen. Now we have a simple fork on the king and the rook. Hikaru could have stopped this, though, by taking with the pawn, pinning the knight to the king, but this is still not a good position. Back to the original position. Hikaru checks, and white bomb clouds the king. Queen h3 trying to check the king and take the pawn. Now comes an impressive move. Rook to f1 giving up the h2 pawn, because after rook f2, you are completely fine. Hikaru is trying to create some counterplay attacking pieces. White attacks back, and he attacks the queen. Queen e4, knight out, knight f7 attacking the bishop, to knight f6 attacking our queen. We take the pawn, and there's a small trick Hikaru goes for. If white had taken the knight here, he could have pinned the queen to the king. Obviously, he doesn't take with the pawn, he takes with the queen. Hikaru checks, and white can simply block, now being up 7 points of material. 6 points of material. Here the game is basically over. Hikaru does not surrender, but eventually gets checkmated.